The First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America reads this. The First Amendment guarantees freedoms concerning religion, expression, assembly, and the right to petition. It forbids Congress from both promoting one religion over others and also restricting an individual's religious rights and practices. It guarantees freedom of expression by prohibiting Congress from restricting the press or the rights of individuals to speak freely. It also guarantees the rights of citizens to assemble peacefully and to petition their government. Right there. It also guarantees the right of citizens to assemble peacefully and to petition their government. Guys, what is going on here? What is going on with our country? I'm telling you what, if this keeps on getting pushed and pushed, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fucking fight. I will arm up and I will fight. I will fight for this country and I will fight for this Constitution. And if I have to die for it, then so be it. My government asked me to fight for them in the Middle East, and I did. But yet now my government now is asking me to lay down like a lamb and not protect the rights of our Constitution here in this country, in this nation. This is not Trump. This is the states. The states are holding up the people. Did you hear about Miss Lutheran that was arrested and jailed in Dallas, Texas today? What about Mr. Jax in Apex, South Carolina, who was arrested and taken out of his business? This man was taken out of his own private property with the police not having a warrant. They entered his property. They went into his property without a warrant. They arrested the man and they jailed him. I called the Apex Police Department 3 times the day before yesterday. I talked to the captain of the patrol division. And the 3 times that I talked to them, I tried to talk to him, I got hung up on, except for the very last time. Captain Buchanan, by the way, he said, "You need to respect my authority." I live in Washington fucking state. I don't have to listen to a cop in South Carolina. But he told me I needed to respect his authority. Why? Because you have a badge and a gun? Are you fucking kidding me? Mrs. Lutheran was jailed in Texas, which is supposed to be a red state, for trying to open her business so she can cut people's hair so she can feed her family. There is no more money coming from the government. People are starving. People are out of options. People are desperate. Americans are desperate. What is happening with our country, folks? It's time for us to start to stand up and rise up and stop being cowards. It's time for us to stop being afraid. You need to go and protest. You need to exercise your Second Amendment rights. And I'm not saying by shooting people, but you need to actually carry your firearms and show that you actually appreciate the Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, saying we will stand up. It is we, the people, that make the rules in this country. It's not the police departments. It's not the mayors. It's not the city council members. It's not the governors. It's not even the president. It is us, the people of the United States, that make the rules around here. The only reason these people are put in positions of authority, they don't have authority over us. We give them the right to have their authority to make decisions based on what they promised us. We give them the right and we give them the authority because they're going to be doing these things and making these laws and enacting these laws in the best interest of what us, the American people, what we want to have done in this country. This is not happening right now, even in red states. How long are we going to sit down and just accept this? How long are we going to just be lying lambs while the few that are in power continue to suppress our constitutional rights, which will not be, they are not supposed to be suppressed at all. These rights, it says in the Constitution, these rights will not be infringed. They will not be infringed. There is no asterisk on the Bill of Rights saying, well, your rights can be infringed if a pandemic breaks out. Your rights can be infringed if during World War II you happen to be a Japanese American and being turned into a camp just because of your skin color and because of your national origin from the past. This is happening all over again. What are we going to do as citizens? And I'm telling you what I'm going to do. Thank God my local police department, and even though I live in the state of Washington, Inslee hasn't tried to impose any hard, serious, you go to jail if you don't do this. But if that does happen, you better believe me, I'm going to fight. I'll do it legally the first way. I'll go through the law. And if that doesn't work, and I get arrested or suppressed for exercising my constitutional rights, which is the supreme law of the land, then I will fight physically. I have no conundrum about that. I have no debate about that. Not even for a second. I've already fought for my country. I've already been shot, physically shot. I have no fear of fighting for the rights of us people. I watched a video of a police officer earlier today who was saying, to you fellow officers, you got to stop doing what you're doing because the people are going to turn on you. And he's right. In this nation, there are 800,000 regular street beating cops, 800,000 local law enforcement, state law enforcement, county law enforcement, just 800,000. Federal government-wise, there's another 300,000. That's 1.1 million law enforcement officers. So let me ask you, law enforcement officers, for anybody that even sees this or that is going to be watched, how do you think 1.1 million of you are going to go against 330 million Americans? And half of those Americans own guns. If you guys keep on suppressing the American people's rights, their constitutional rights, I guarantee you they are, and I am, and we will rise up. It's not a threat against your life. It's saying, hey, you guys have to stop doing what you are doing. And if any of you cops saying, well, we're just following orders from the governor or the mayor, you're wrong. Because their orders don't out-trump the Constitution of the United States of America. These people cannot suppress our rights to the First Amendment. Every single politician, every single person that is in public office, and even the military and even law enforcement, we all raised our right hand and put it on a Bible or on a commission book and swore that we would protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. For all you law enforcement officers or for anybody else that are suppressing the people's right to exercise their constitutional right by the First Amendment, the first, number one amendment, to peacefully assemble. If you're violating those rights, you violated your oath of office. And you're also breaking the law. So you law enforcement officers, you are breaking the law if you're arresting citizens for exercising their First Amendment rights. And you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm telling you, you keep on pushing the American people, you keep on restricting us and fining us and jailing us for doing nothing illegal. I'm telling you, there is going to be hell to pay. And that's really unfortunate because you have wives, husbands, children. You are putting yourselves in the crosshairs and you're putting yourselves in danger. And this is not what the American people want. We don't want to fight. We don't want to fight you because you are a citizen of this country also. It's not us citizens and then the police and then the military. We are all citizens of this country. If you keep on pushing and you keep on blindly and willfully being stupid idiots of the elected officials that will be elected out of office, by the way, a good majority of them will be. If you keep on being willful idiots, I'm telling you, bloodshed will happen. But that's not what I want. I do not want bloodshed. And I know that you don't want bloodshed. But it is not you against us. It's just us. The American people. You're an American. I'm an American. We are all citizens of this country, regardless if you wear a badge or not. Regardless if you're a military member or not. There is no citizens, i.e. peasants, and then the military, law enforcement, and then the politicians. We are all citizens, including the politicians. We are all citizens. If you think you're immune from this, then imagine your wife and your kids trying to go out to a park with you being a cop, and then they get arrested. That just makes you just as much as a citizen as everybody else. You're willfully allowing Americans to lock themselves down, and you're also actually locking yourselves down and your family. Don't you see that? I'm telling you, law enforcement guys, you got to stop doing what you're doing. You're pushing us to the brink. I can tell you what, you're pushing me to the brink to where I have to fight back legally first. Keyword, legally first. I will sue the crap out of you for violating my rights. And if that doesn't go through, and American citizens, which you are also a citizen, if you keep on pushing this, the people are going to fight back. And if it comes to that point where we have to fight back physically to stop your tyrannical rule that you're being willful idiots to, then so be it. I will fight back physically too. But I don't want to do that. And neither do the other 230 million other Americans want to do this. We are trying to work with our communities. We are trying to work with our government that is accountable to us. We are not accountable to you. You answer to me. You answer to the other 327 million Americans. But if you guys continue to be willful idiots and continue to abuse your powers and violate Americans' first, second, third, fourth, all their rights. This is not just me saying this. It's going to come back and it's going to whip you in the face. You keep on tugging on the tail of the snake, the head of the snake is going to turn around, it's going to bite you back, and it's going to bite you back real hard. You have no chance against 150 million gun owners in this country. And you being a gun owner too. There's 1.3 million of you in this country total. There's 150 million of us. Who do you think's going to win? It's just a reality check. It's not a threat. It's just a reality check. Stop suppressing Americans' constitutional rights. Stop violating the Bill of Rights, which was promised to us by a higher power. Stop arresting people. Stop shutting them down and violating their right to go to their personal private property, their business, and violating their rights and entering their property without a warrant for a crime, and then arresting them, and then putting them into jail, and then fining them thousands and thousands of dollars. They don't have no money in the first place, and now you're going to fine them thousands of dollars? And these aren't even laws. These are decrees. These are executive orders, but they're not laws. For you guys that continue to do this on the law enforcement side, I'm telling you, you're weeks, maybe just a couple months away from the American people standing up and rising up, and you will be smashed. You will be smashed. And I don't want to see that happen, because I support law enforcement. I was law enforcement. I am a veteran. I don't want to see nothing happen to you or your families. But if you keep on doing this and being willful idiots, it's going to come down on you, and it's going to come down hard. And you will lose. You will lose. 1.3 million against 150 million American gun owners. I'm telling you. Stop doing what you're doing. I'm not threatening you personally. But if you try to arrest me, and you keep on arresting American citizens and throwing them in jail, and then multiple states are releasing actually convicted criminals back into the general public, do you think that Americans are going to take kindly to this? I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. You better get your shit together. You better start talking to your police unions, your fraternal orders. You better start standing up to your mayors and your city council members, and to the governors that keep on suppressing Americans' rights. I'm telling you, if you don't stop doing this, your guys' lives are in danger. And I don't want you to be in danger. I want you to do the job that I pay you to do. To look for real criminals. People trying to open a business, their business, or go to work and feed their family. They are not criminals. What you are doing when you're arresting these people, you are committing crimes. You are violating their constitutional rights, which is the supreme law of the land. There is no other law that's higher than that. The supreme law of the land is the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the 10 rights. I'm telling you, please stop. Please stop for your own sake. Please stop for your family's sake. Because us Americans, we love law enforcement that actually follow the rule of law. But if you don't stop this, I can't control it. The American people are going to turn on you. And if you guys thought that the disconnect between the American citizens, quote unquote, compared to you, has a disconnect over the past 10, 20 years, could you imagine what's going to happen here in the next few weeks or the next 2 months? If you think the disconnect is bad now, and you're trying to connect with your community, which you live in, which you are a part of, where your homes are at, where your families live at, where your police cars are parked in your driveways or on the curb, these people know where you live. If you keep on pressing this, I'm telling you, the American people are going to turn on you. And the suppressors will be the ones that will be suppressed. And it'll be through violence. And I don't want that. Nobody wants this. But you have to stop. You have to look inside of your heart and dig down deep and be like, am I doing something that, am I doing it legally? Am I protecting and defending the rights of the American people and their constitutional rights? Because on the side of your cars, what does it say? To protect and to serve. Of and about community. Then start acting like it. Start serving the people. You're public servants. Start serving the people and stop taking orders from corrupt politicians and suppressing the rights of the American people. Stop doing it. If you don't, I'm telling you, I am not asking for a call for violence. I don't want a call for violence. I never do, and I hope this never happens. But if you guys don't stop it, I'm telling you, it's by human nature. By human nature, it's going to happen. And if anybody tries to infringe on my rights as an American citizen and tries to stop me from exercising my First Amendment rights and comes banging on my door to arrest me, okay, go ahead. But then once I get out of jail, I tell you what, it's a whole new ball of wax. You better think about that long and hard, because if I think about this and I'm the one that's saying this, there's millions of other Americans that are thinking about this right now too. And you guys are walking on a very, very fine blue line. If you thought the thin blue line was thin before, it's razor sharp thin right now. It's thin blue ice. Do you want to fall into the water and drown? Or do you want to stand up and be like, wait a second, I'm a citizen of this country too. And so is my wife or my husband and my kids and my mom and my dad, my brothers and my sisters. They're a part of this community too. And they're not cops. What's going to happen to them? You need to think about this, and you need to think about it real good, and you need to think about it real hard. Because if you don't stop doing what you're doing, I'm telling you, people are going to get hurt. The American people have had it up to here. They're nearly drowning in debt. They can't breathe. They can't feed their family. They can't do anything. And when they try to open their business to make some money so they can feed their family, and you're arresting them, what do you think they're going to do? Desperate times comes to desperate measures. Do you think I'm going to value your life, or anybody else is going to value your life more than feeding my family? I will kill anybody that denies me the right of feeding my family. This is what these other Americans are going through right now. I need to feed my family. We have no more money. We are destitute. And you're arresting them for doing this. Stop it. Stop it. It's going to come back and it's going to kick you in the ass. It's going to kick you in the ass real, real hard. Real, real hard. So please, please, my fellow law enforcement officers, the same people that I've been a part of this community for nearly 2 decades, please stop doing what you're doing. Listen to your heart. Listen to your conscience. Do the right thing. Because if you don't, it's only at your own peril. I guarantee it.